Everything was going well until we saw the police.
One selfie!
I can't believe it. Oh my God.
Unfortunately, we didn't make it all the way there. What's Maharashtra's most famous dish? Didn't even know that this existed.
Definitely one of my favourites.
And if it wasn't for this man and his brother, there's no way that our rickshaw would be fixed right now.
Liam has just surprised me. Oh wow, this is absolutely gorgeous. It stings in your eyes as well. Welcome back to the channel. We're Janine and Liam Day, a married couple who have set out on a challenge to travel the length of India via our 20-year-old rickshaw named Pete. Last time we saw you, we had made it from Goa to the great city of Pune. Then we drove on to the safest village in the world, Shani Singapore, before driving to the magnificent Ellora Caves. This week we attempt to leave the state of Maharashtra in an effort to continue north and relax in the state of Gujrat. But the journey ended up being quite eventful, and India once again threw in some surprises for us. I'll let Liam explain the mess we are in right now.
Welcome back to the channel. We are still in the state of Maharashtra in Western India, and we should be not here right now. We should be in the state of Gujrat, but quite a lot went wrong, and I'm about to tell you exactly what happened when we tried to leave the state of Maharashtra. So the last time you saw us, we was in that beautiful place called Ellora with the Ellora Caves, one that we believe should be one of the wonders of the world, definitely one of the wonders of India anyway. Stunning time. Anyway, that was far out east. To move further north, which is where we're heading all the time, we had to go west, and the idea was to hug the coast all the way up into the state of Gujrat. At least that was the plan. So what seemingly was going to be a very, very easy journey ended up being a friggin' nightmare. Probably one of the worst times or one of the worst positions we've been in that rickshaw since we've been in India. So the journey was heading from east to west in the state of Maharashtra. We were going to be traveling along a highway all the way there, and the journey would only take about 3 hours. Unfortunately, it took all day and evening, and this is why. The first thing that went wrong was that when we relied upon this one highway going from east to west, when we arrived at the highway, there was a toll bridge, which we're so used to seeing right now, and they actually said to us that freewheelers aren't allowed on this flyway express. It was the first time that we've ever come across a road in India where auto rickshaws aren't allowed on. It massively threw us, and it resulted in us going a completely alternative route that maybe added an extra 2 to 3 hours on top of our journey. We tried to limit our driving in the day to about 6 hours, if at the maximum. Anything more than 6 hours massively takes its toll on our bodies and our mental health. It's very, very stressful. It's a lot of adrenaline. It's very, very tiring. We started going all of these back ways through rural Maharashtra, which was absolutely beautiful, and it's so nice to be able to go and take a sneak peek inside all of these villages that we would never, ever, ever get to see otherwise. So we spent quite a long time going through all of these beautiful villages, going across train tracks, waiting at train tracks for trains to go past, which seemed for ages. Doing quite well, making quite a lot of progress. Obviously, we've got to stop every 2 hours as well for a break to let the engine cool down. Everything was going well until we saw the police. The Maharashtra police were there out in force on this one stretch of sort of medium-sized highway. And as we approached, I mean, we try to avoid the police as much as possible. In India, you get good police, you get bad police, and we don't like taking our chances with that, being foreigners driving an auto rickshaw across India. So yeah, India police can make trouble for you if you're not careful, and that's something that we've been really trying to avoid for the whole time we've been traveling across India on this three-wheeler. Either way, as we tried to drive past them, they pulled us over. We pulled over to the side of the road, and one of the policemen approached us very instantly and started giving me a line of questioning. Always my initial reaction when the police approaches a vehicle is to be polite and friendly, as you do. So I responded in a very, very friendly way, trying to pay many compliments as possible, trying to be as light and breezy as possible, but the line of inquisition continued. And I started to get worried what this might turn into. At the moment where the questioning started getting more serious, and I started getting more worried, and so did Janine, of course, a sort of SUV or larger car appeared and pulled up right in front of us, and two middle-aged men got out wearing sort of white and what have you. They approached the police straight away and whispered in their ears or spoke in their ears. Janine and I sort of looking at each other wondering what's going on, thinking that maybe immigration had been called in and this was about to get a lot more serious. After the men had spoken to the police, they all started approaching us together, and me and Janine were thinking, oh God, this is bad. Then the policeman asked us for a selfie. It turns out that the two guys in the car that pulled over are actually subscribers of ours. And not only that, one of the guys was a highwayman. He's like been involved in the development of a lot of the highways in Maharashtra, so knew all the police or knew the police commissioners really well, and basically got us out of shit. He turned what could have been a really bad situation into a good one, and then they all just started asking us for photos and more photos, and the questions just turned into selfies basically. We were so grateful, and we couldn't believe our bloody luck that subscribers turned up at that very instant and got us out of trouble. But that wasn't the end of it. Given the predicament and not wanting to hang around too long, we quickly said our goodbyes and got out of there. We must have been driving for another half an hour before I started feeling something happening with the engine, and then all of a sudden, bang, pop, whiz, engine died. On a sort of, once again, sort of a medium-sized highway. We pulled over to the side of the road and I got out and had a look at the damage. Turns out the bloody spark plug was no longer there. I don't know what had happened, but it had obviously shot up out of the rickshaw and across the road. As I looked down the road, a man had already stopped on his bike and picked up the spark plug from the road. At this point as well, we'd started to gather a crowd, including the two guys who had saved us from the police earlier. I obviously tried putting the spark plug back in and screwing it back in, but unfortunately, it wasn't happening. The thing just wouldn't screw back into the hole where it's supposed to screw into the head. Something was quite wrong here, and I knew that this was going to be a big issue. What was great about having those two middle-aged guys who were our subscribers was they started organising all the people that had stopped to try and help us. So they'd sent two guys off on a motorbike to a garage further ahead looking for parts or potential parts for us, which unfortunately it turns out they couldn't find. They then got two other guys, really awesome guys, who were on a motorbike to arrange to tow us to the nearest garage. Now by tow, I don't mean tow in the sort of conventional shape, you know, with the rope or a chain or a strap or whatever. I meant these two guys on the motorbike would literally, we're gonna use their leg to push us, whilst they're riding their motorbike, push the rickshaw along one of India's highways. And that's exactly what we did. They pushed us for probably about, I think, maybe 5 to 8 kilometers to the next garage. It was a very surreal experience. I'm sure it's quite surreal for anyone who was witnessing what was happening. But unfortunately, when we got to the small garage, all they could do was sell us another spark plug, which we took advantage of, obviously, after having blown one and keeping topped up on spares and what have you. We and the mechanics managed to bodge the spark plug going back into the hole for now, but they said to us that we need to get to a proper auto garage really quickly because this will not last. So they gave us just enough juice and just enough spark to get to the next garage, which would be in the city of Nashik. And Nashik is where we managed to arrive at, to the garage. Anyway, I tried to get them to have a look at it a bit further. I tried to tell them the problem. A lot of it was lost in translation. They did what they did, they tinkered about, they replaced a couple of bits, and we were on our way again. But I wasn't feeling confident, and we drove about another 20 minutes before the same familiar sound came that we experienced earlier. Bang, pop, engine died, moved over to the side of the road. Oh no, opened up the back, spark plug had fallen out. Same problem, same thing happened again. We'd been on the side of the road for about 30 seconds before a rickshaw taxi driver pulled over and asked us, what's up? This is our experience of India as well. People stop and pull over straight away when they see people in trouble. Out of curiosity, wanting to help, kindness, that sort of thing. It's amazing. The rickshaw driver, taxi driver, tried his best to have a look at it and try and fix it, but he said there's no way that we can fix this on the side of the road. This needs to go to a proper garage. He could see the problem and he said, don't worry, we'll tow you there. Now we know what tow means, so they're not going to get the rope out. There's going to be no RAC or recovery vehicle coming. The rickshaw was going to put us into the middle of the highway and was going to push us with his legs, or with the passenger's legs, all the way 5 kilometers to the next garage, which is what we did. On any other road, apart from an Indian road, this would be all right, but the roads generally have quite a few potholes in that you've got to avoid, and of course we're talking about some of the world's most dangerous roads as well. So we were being pushed along in the middle of a highway, to berth, from another rickshaw. It once again must have looked to right side, and it's probably the most sort of anxious I probably felt at that time of the day. But you either laugh or cry in these situations, right? So this rickshaw driver pushed us all the way to this next garage, and we arrived there, and quite quickly the mechanic said this is out of their capabilities of being able to fix. A few other people tried to bodge it. The rickshaw driver that had pushed us there had gone on because he was working, said goodbye to him, but they did say that we have to go another 5 to 8 kilometers to the next garage where they will be able to help us. This time, another rickshaw driver jumped in and volunteered to push us with his feet from his rickshaw all the way to this next garage in the city of Nashik, which is what he did. When we arrived, the mechanics were really, really friendly at this garage. They had a look at the situation and they said it's possibly going to take overnight unless the rickshaw driver that pushed us there was willing to drive me to go and get the head re-threaded at a specific place. And kindly, the rickshaw driver who pushed us all the way there agreed to do that. So I had to leave Janine with that rickshaw because it's got all of our baggage and stuff in, even though we trusted it. And I went into the other rickshaw and we drove 25 kilometers there and back to go and get the head re-threaded. And I literally stood there for 5 minutes and watched this guy re-thread the head by hand. It was a work of art. Only in India we see these things. All by hand, done in seconds, cost me £1 for the part, and that was it, 100 rupees. And then we were back on our way again, back in the rickshaw, driving back to this garage in Nashik to go and see Janine and the rickshaw, delivering this re-threaded head, hoping that it would be the problem sorted. So then we spent a good sort of between 1 and 2 hours whilst the mechanics were tinkering about. We were drinking chais, talking to them, meeting the locals, and trying to get this issue sorted. There was one guy there called Amul who spoke English, who without him, he was a local, without him the day would have gone a lot slower and would have been a lot more complicated. He translated for us, and if he's watching this, thank you Amul, you really, really helped us and sped the day up. I doubt it would have been fixed if it wasn't for you. And then the mechanics said, it's fixed. They fixed it all back up, started it up, test drove it, everything seemed okay. We said thank you, how much is it please? And they wouldn't take one single penny off us. I said, please, you've been working at this for a long time, please let me pay some money towards this. And they wouldn't accept a penny, not one of them. Not the rickshaw drivers, not anyone who helped us that day. I had offered money to every single person who stopped and helped us that day, and not one person, and every single person refused to take money from us. This is the kindness and warmth of Indians that we've experienced all over India, but now especially in Maharashtra. Do not ever think that Indians as a population, as a general population, are anything but kind and warm. They are incredible people. Thanking them all and taking a few selfies with them, and honestly thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We decided to call it quits for the day as it was starting to get dark, and we do not want to be driving in the dark in our rickshaw because we know what happens. Everything really does go wrong then. So we decided to call it quits. Amul, who'd helped us out during the day, recommended a local guest house that we could stay in, which was great. So we drove, I think it was 1.5 kilometers from the garage to this local guest house. Unfortunately, we didn't make it all the way there before I heard rattle, 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 clack, 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 bam, done. Engine died once more. Couldn't believe it. This had been the whole day, either driving the rickshaw or trying to fix a rickshaw. It was like the most disappointing sound ever. We managed to push it onto the side of the road, but India being India, once again with all of his wonderful synchronicities, Amul had come round on his motorbike to check whether we'd managed to check into the guest house all right. I stopped him and said, look mate, unfortunately this thing's not fixed. There's something really, really wrong with it still. I don't know what to do. Do you think the mechanics are still going to be there, or do you think they've gone home for the day? He said, I'll tell you what we'll do now, first of all, is I'll call my brother, he's also a mechanic. We'll get him to come and have a look at it first of all and see if there's anything he can do. He's not far away. His brother came, Raul, a legend, thank you so much, and had a look at it and said, this isn't now a spark plug or spark plug head issue, this is now a gasket issue. Unfortunately, the gasket is gone completely. So then I got on the back of Amul's motorbike, and we drove back round to the garage and told the mechanics that had been working on it previously what had happened. The mechanics then, we went convoyed back to the guest house with the mechanics from that garage who offered voluntarily to come and fix it for us, and had a look at the situation. They once again was on the side of the road, it was getting dark, tinkering about with it, trying to fix it, realised that there was nothing that could be done. The head had to be actually changed over. It's a big chunky bit of metal, and that had to be changed over at about, I think it was probably this time, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. Amul and the mechanics then left us and said they're going to go and try and find one at that time of the day in the city. I got a phone call about half an hour later to say, look, it's going to take a little bit longer, go and have a shower, it's been a long day, go and check into the guest house, have a shower, and I'll give you a call later on. I got a call from Amul probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and he said they've managed to find a head and they're coming back now to fix it. Will I meet him on the road? Went downstairs, went to go meet him on the road. There was a brand new mechanic there as well from the garage, and a few of us were there with torches working on it, replacing this head, getting it sorted, and finally when we tested it, it worked. And it was probably about, say about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I started it up, I drove around in it, I started up again, got a mechanic to drive around in it. It worked every single time. Absolutely shattered. I parked into the guest house car park, said goodnight to all of the kind, wonderful souls that had helped us out and were still there right at the very end of the evening and giving up their day's work for us, who would not accept any money from us at all, apart from parts, obviously, and then went to bed. And this is what happened the next day. And then we've ended up here. This morning, we spent a lovely night at the Theatre, spelled T-E-E-R-T-H, Villa, and it's one of the nicest accommodations we've had in the whole of India so far. Really, really nice people. Had a great night's sleep, such beautiful, lovely rooms, and in a really nice suburban area of the city of Nashik, with just full of families and nice people. We never meant to end up here, we just ended up here. And this morning, before testing our rickshaw out to see if it actually starts, we've actually been invited to one of the guys' house who helped us yesterday. Guy speaks English. His name's Amul. He really helped us out yesterday, and his mum wants to meet us. So we're going to go around there this morning, maybe have a cup of tea, and yeah, let's go and do that first, and then we'll see if the rickshaw starts. Fingers crossed.
We made our way to meet Amil, who was so helpful yesterday when he saw us in trouble with our rickshaw. If it wasn't for him or his brother Ral, who is a mechanic, the rickshaw probably wouldn't be fixed today. We made our way to his family apartment, where we were greeted firstly by Ral's daughter, followed by the parents.
Hello. Namaste. Hey. Namaste. Good to meet you. Namaste. Namaste. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And your dog as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
No.
You cheeky.
Before COVID in India,
cheeky. Look. Wait.
Yeah. And now everybody is. It worked better for everybody, right?
can look after family and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she is very cute and cheeky, as was their family dog. We sat and chatted to Amul and checked out their gorgeous apartment before being served an amazing breakfast made by the mum, trying some new dishes we haven't tried before. The first being kuda, which is like a poppadom batter fried. It crackled and popped straight out the fryer and reminded us both of prawn cracker type consistency. The second was like a spinach pakoda, which was also very nice. We couldn't believe the breakfast they were serving us. We were stuffed. After breakfast, we were lucky enough to see how one of our favourite dishes were made, ponapori, a roti batter with a sweet jaggery and coconut filling, fried and served hot, usually dipped into milk. No pressure. That's how you make it. Wow.
You didn't even know about it before coming, did you?
No.
Didn't even know that this existed. And it's like entered our lives in full swing, and now I'm really happy about it. What's Maharashtra's most famous dish?
Puran puri.
Puran puri. Puran puri, there you go.
We make puran puri.
There you go. There you have it. Puran puri is the most famous dish in this state. and it's delicious.
Definitely one of my favourites.
It's what an amazing morning we've had here with Amal and his family. And if it wasn't for this man and his brother, there's no way that our rickshaw would be fixed right now. No way whatsoever. And subsequently, we've got to meet his wonderful family as well, which has just been the best. So thank you, mate. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. After being fed till we couldn't move anymore, we said goodbye to Amal and his wonderful family and made our way, hoping that our rickshaw works this morning. Okay, cool. We are checking out of our accommodation now. That was such a nice morning with Amal and his family. They made us some incredible food. So good, and I am stuffed now. But we are checking out of our accommodation and we're going to check the rickshaw and make sure that the rickshaw's working after leaving it overnight, so fingers crossed. Okay, good luck, Liam.
Okay, here is the moment of truth. Oh, yes, I was so shattered after yesterday. Please, come on, do it for us.
What's up?
No joking.
Come on. Yes.
I keep hearing your steps in the highway and the sound of your car from the driveway. But I'll never admit all these things that I miss. If you ask me, I deny that it's true. I'm over you. I'm over you.
Okay, wow, so we've just parked up our rickshaw here and we've turned up somewhere gorgeous. I had absolutely no idea. I think Liam has booked somewhere. I don't know what's going on, basically. He told me something different. So we'll see what's going on, Liam.
Hello, namaste.
Namaste. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
All good, thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Wow, look at this place, you know.
Wow.
Word.
The Tusimala, you can go.
Wear it. Okay, thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
You can
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'll put it on then, Janine.
welcome to Viveda.
Thank you so much.
Oh, what's this? This is such a nice welcome. Get like a necklace. There we go. Cool. Beautiful.
Thank you.
What's going on? This is so nice here. So peaceful. What is it?
Okay, so Janine's got no idea, but we're actually staying. She thinks we're going to stay on. We're continuing our journey north and all the rest of it, but actually we've driven just 35 minutes from where we were staying last night, and all of the trouble with the rickshaw, she was expecting something completely different. It was a short journey and we're now staying here, so this is going to be the ultimate relaxation at Viveda Wellness Resort in Maharashtra.
I've got my glasses. What is this?
That's a schedule
Right.
and of all the things we're going to be doing whilst we're here, or for all the things we could do whilst we're here, because it's a wellness resort.
No way.
Health and wellness resort, so paradise, luxury, accommodation,
Oh my god.
all food, clean eating,
Wow. Really?
yoga, meditation.
Oh my god. That's amazing. I can't believe it. Okay, cool. So I had no idea about this, and Liam has just surprised me to a wellness resort. And I haven't got my glasses on, but I'm skimming this very briefly. I can see high tea. There's some really cool stuff. Doctor's consultation, dinner, talks, rest and relax. Sounds really nice. Yoga, jala jetty.
Nasal cleaning.
Oh,
Do you remember the
nasal cleaning. The Viveda Wellness Resort is more like a luxurious ashram or a tiny village in rural Maharashtra, not far from the city of Nashik. Liam and I have stayed in ashrams before and they are usually very basic, but this was pure decadence with exquisite architecture, green and colourful gardens, outdoor swimming pool, lawns, meditation centre, a treatment centre, library, restaurant, walking track, a reflexology track, and many places to unwind. The whole purpose of this place is to heal yourself of whatever it is you need healing from. So for us, it was the long, arduous trips in the rickshaw, so we were really looking forward to it. Viveda uses renewable energy and water-saving techniques. They also run continual programs to help local communities with health and education and promote organic farming, and involved with rewilding the local area with tree plantations. Viveda gets visits from foreigners to local Indian people and even the odd celebrity or two. You can stay here for a week if you like on specifically designed courses to get you back to health and wellness again. Guests have access to all facilities, including daily yoga and meditation, and 4 meals a day if required, all vegetarian and sattvic. After the tour of the grounds, we got shown to our room.
Oh wow, this is absolutely gorgeous. Such a nice room. It's got windows all the way around and the bed in the middle. It's really nice and cool in here.
And you've seen you've got your own garden as well.
A wooden hut. Oh really?
Yes, may I ask, sorry?
Oh wow. Oh, how cute is that?
Yes, this is our private garden.
The accommodation here is very luxurious, with every building being built from these rustic dark stones. We have a cottage room, which is more of a suite, with a big bedroom and huge glass windows looking out onto our own private walled bamboo garden. Our cottage has a large dressing area with wardrobes and robes to walk about in. The bathroom has an inside-outside feel to it, with a beautiful walk-in shower and open roof. There are tea-making facilities and plant-based cookies that they fill up twice a day if you wish, which is something we tested out, as you do.
Okay, so we've just freshened up in our room and it's lunchtime, so we're going to head out and see how they do lunch in this gorgeous place.
The first point of call for us after scoping out the room was to see what the food was like. After dips, we started with 3 different cold salads, then dry Manchurian, which is popular in India, and a mix between Chinese and Indian cuisines. A bit like sticky meatballs, but fully plant-based, followed by a thin lemon coriander soup, and then a selection of curry dishes. All courses on the menu were delicious and completely sattvic, which simply means food that's better for your vital energy. So it excludes onion and garlic and salt, and concentrates more on whole foods that aren't too stimulating, but still really delicious. After lunch, we got a small cooking demo on how they make the tasty fig and almond smoothie and a crisp apple salad. We went to a yoga class this evening and had an early night, as the schedule we had been given started at 6:30 a.m. the next day, with something really interesting that we didn't want to miss.
Good morning from Viveda Wellness Resort. Just go through this way, sweetheart. It's 6:30 in the morning, and the schedule starts today. Remember, it's like a luxury ashram. So the first thing we've got to do is purify ourselves, and then we've got a full schedule today of things. Oh, I see a bag that we've got to do. Not that we've got to do. You can do what you want basically, but they've given you a schedule, and we're going to follow it. So we're going to show you exactly what they have in mind for us today. And this first thing we've got to do is, considering we're in bed about 5 minutes ago, is a bit gruesome. But it's an ancient thing, a purification method. So watch this. Morning, Janine.
Morning.
Are you ready for it?
I'm too tired for this morning. But I'm glad that we got up anyway. And let's get going with this.
Namaste. I hope we're not too late.
Sorry?
We're not too late? Are we okay?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Namaste. What's your name?
Alex.
Alex. What are we doing today, Alex?
Today we are doing Jalneti.
Jalneti.
Nasal cleaning.
Nasal cleaning.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
First, we just wash the pots.
Wash pots out.
And we put half teaspoon salt.
Okay.
Half teaspoon of salt
Half
goes in.
teaspoon.
It's in.
We don't have to drink it, do we?
And then
And then top it up with water.
can you guess what we're going to be doing with this? And no, we're not making a cup of tea with it. And thankfully, actually, out of all the places that could go, it's only going up our nose.
First, you properly fix it.
Fixing nose?
Yeah. One
Yeah.
nostril.
Yeah.
And bend forward.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah. breathing.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And chin down. Yeah. And mouth open and through mouth breathe. Breathe both inhalation and exhalation through mouth. Okay. And just tilt your head like this. And
A
pour.
little tilt?
Yeah. And pour the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. The water will come through the other nostril. Keep breathing through mouth, not through the nostril. Yes, coming. It's coming down. Do it. Yes. 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 Yes.
Well, it's revolting. It's horrible. There's no two ways about it. But actually, when you
Just
get
forceful exhale like. Yeah.
like Kapalabhati,
Yeah. Kapalabhati.
it's like it's weird when you first start doing it. Your eyes water and everything like that, and you get salt down a little bit down the back of your throat, and
To remove the bacteria from the nostril.
yeah,
Dust. To clean the nasal passages.
clean the nasal passages,
Clean the nasal.
And
What's
especially for the bad breath, to remove the bad breath.
remove bad breath
Bad
as well.
breath.
Yeah,
Bad.
so in the morning it's good, right?
In the morning, weekly once is enough.
Only once. What you can do this
Weekly once.
weekly once is enough. But yeah, you do it, and it just basically it cleans all your sinuses, so it stops you from getting ill as
Yeah.
well, right?
Sinus also you get removed.
Any of the bad stuff that builds up, plus you get rid of morning breath as well.
I'm not looking forward to this. Thank you. Thank you. This is really icky. Can I have one more tissue? Thank you. I'm feeling I'm going to be drinking a load of salt water now.
Today we break away, forget our fear of what comes after. We'll hold on for better days.
Oh.
Am I pregnant?
No.
If you are pregnant, don't do Kapalabhati exercise.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Can I blow my nose?
Exhale forcefully and remove all the
How are you feeling?
Oh my god. Yeah. It's like you have to really concentrate on not swallowing it and making it go out your nose. But
Oh, you look upset. Are you okay?
it stings in your eyes as well. 5 minutes on from nasal cleaning, how do your airways feel?
Feel great. I actually feel really, really good. Yesterday, I almost felt like I was getting a cold, which is unusual for me because I don't get colds. But today, I feel really, really good, and it's probably the clean air and this place already.
Yeah.
Like I just have the one evening, and this, of course, in the morning. So if you're getting bunged up and you're feeling a bit groggy, get yourself down here because it seems to be working.
Following our sunrise nasal cleaning, the full day schedule continued with more yoga whilst watching the beautiful wildlife, followed by an al fresco reflexology session of walking around the bumpy track, an experience that felt somewhere between the pleasure and pain barrier, but afterwards felt very refreshing. Breakfast was then served, where we had lots of fresh fruit and pancakes, then followed group meditation in their purpose-built meditation hall. Next on our list was an appointment with the naturopathic doctor to talk through any ailments or issues we had. The doctor seemed happy with our overall health, but concerned with Liam's posture being cramped up in a small rickshaw and with my stress and anxiety levels in the back of the rickshaw all day long. So she prescribed Liam a deep tissue and Thai massage, and she booked me in for a Shirodhara treatment, an ancient Ayurvedic therapy of dropping hot, naturally medicated oil onto your forehead for a long period of time in a consistent fluid motion. It's supposed to completely relax the mind and cleanse the nerves instantly, putting you into a meditative state. It sounds like something unusual to me, but I'm willing to give it a go.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Okay, wow, that was interesting. That was so good. So that's I'm going to put the name up on the screen because I can't remember what it's called. It's like an Indian kind of head massage, but after they poured oil on my forehead, as you saw. But it was the most relaxing thing I've ever done. It was so good. And it just felt, it was warm oil and it just felt so soothing running through. You can feel it dripping through your hair. Yeah, it was just so good. The relaxing music, yeah, and she sort of massaged your head as well. It was really nice.
Massages done, we were both feeling on top of the world and almost completely rejuvenated from our short time at Viveda. So we took full advantage of their cold swimming pool, more food, and the best night's sleeps we have had in India so far. The next morning, the ashram schedule had us wake up for rose water eye wash at sunrise, which was unusual but once again very refreshing, and we were ready to once again hit the roads of Maharashtra.
So it's morning time and we are about to check out. We've had an incredible stay at Viveda Wellness Resort. It's been a real big surprise actually, just what we needed at the right time. Mindy's got such a habit of delivering things just when you need it. It takes and it gives back, and you leave feeling so much better. And that's what's happened here as well, through the treatments and the incredible food that we've eaten, the food being a massive highlight. But also just how the programs, the full schedules that they have here. As I said before on the way in, it's sort of like an ashram, but luxurious ashram, very relaxed. So you're going to leave with sort of peace of mind, and that's what we've left with here. I would totally check it out. We're only about 3 hours away from Mumbai here. So if you're flying into Mumbai or Pune or whatever, check in for a week. They do like 1 week, 2 week, 3 week programs here. What we'll do is we'll leave the link to this place in the description of this video because we've had a really good time. Similar to the ashrams and stuff we've been to around India, this has been one to remember. Cool, if you like the video, all the way back from when we broke down with the spark plug problems and all that sort of business, then please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you can, and we'll see you next time because we are heading now north out of Maharashtra, fingers crossed, into a brand new state of Gujrat. Should be interesting. See you next time.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.